Good morning to everyone. Today I am going to take a class on the food product development. Food product development is the lifeblood of the food industry. Food product is a series of stages a business goes through, whether a home-based company or a corporate business, to bring a new food product or innovation to the customer market. New food product development may be done to develop an item or to improve a product. New food product development is a combination and application of natural science, social science, food science and processing with marketing and consumer science into one type of integrated research whose aim is the development of a new product. Product development is a systematic oriented research to develop products and process satisfying a known or a customer's needs. New product development is a process of creating a process and bringing to the market for creating a modification to suit the present market needs. The ultimate test of the product development occurs in the market, and a new product can only be considered successful if it has a financial success to the particular establishment. Next, let's see why do we need a food product in the market, that too a new food product. A new food product is very important to grow revenue, for the market share, stay competitive in the industry, gain new customers by satisfying the food trends as preferences changes, reach new geographical markets, gain new customers by catering to dietary requirements and adhere to the changing laws and regulations, and as a new to the world food product lines, adding to the existing product lines and bringing in revision to the existing product lines, and also for the cost reduction. Next, let's see why modification is important after launching a product in the market. That is for meeting the customer demands and the sensory attributes of the customers changes according to the season. So to satisfy that and manage the seasonability of ingredients and to include the local sourcing of ingredients, manage the impact of safety regulations and to manage the traceability of ingredients, and also to scale up the recipes and process from small batches to industrial production to the global market, and to manage the environmental impact over the product's life cycle. Customer food needs and preferences towards the food product. So customer preference is defined as a subjective taste of an individual customers measured by their satisfaction with those items after they have purchased them. This satisfaction is often referred to as the utility. A common way to determine consumers' preferences is to create a consumer panel. A company may do it by itself or by hiring a market research organization. The consumer panel preferences test has to be done. This can be done in 4 different ways of test we have. First is a preference test. Preference test is useful when you want to compare one product with the another. The consumers are given 2 or more products and asked which they prefer. Once their preferences or lack of preferences are recorded, you can then analyze the results to determine which product is preferred. But however, you cannot determine how much each product was liked using this method. Next is the acceptance test. This test determines how much a product is liked. Instead of stating which product is preferred compared to the other, the consumers are asked to give a score to each product based on their like or dislike for it. This test is also called as the hedonic ranking. Next is a ranking test. It is usually done best for comparing the consumer preferences between 2 or more products which the panel ranks according to the preference. But what happens is it does not reveal how much more customer like one product over the another. difference test. This measures how well consumers can tell the difference between the two products. For example, if a company has developed a new soda and you have asked the consumer to compare it to a previous version of the soda which you have sold as well as to the similar competitors for aspects like sweetness, this will be your difference test. So these are the 4 common consumer panel preference tests that is commonly used by the market. Next is the factors influencing the consumer preferences. First is the age. Age affects the consumer preference because of the experience or the scientific belief of that era. For example, if you have grown up eating margarine and being told that it was a better alternative to butter, there is a chance that you may choose only margarine in the grocery store rather than the butter. In addition, also age also brings up a unique food choices, right? Next is a religion. Religion denominations can affect the preferences of the foods consumed. Few may fast or abstain from eating meat on certain days like Friday or Tuesdays, and some may also consume foods that meet halal standards. Next is the background of that particular people also will affect the food choice. The type of food they are consumed as a child during the childhood helps them to shape the foods that are craved even during the adulthood. And next is a non-religious belief. Some of them have a belief that animals are mistreated, and some believe that is healthier, or that the excess farm animals contribute to the pollution of our earth. These also affect the consumer preference towards the food which they prefer. Those who devote their eating habits to local or organic foods may also have beliefs that contribute to the decision to live a certain way. Next is the income. As the consumers begin to make more money, the shopping behaviors generally change. Consumers with lower income tend to shop at different stores, and those with excess fund having extremely low income usually prohibits shoppers from being organic and local consumers, while higher income has consistently been linked with those who commonly purchase those types of food. Next is the community. Each city has a different culture and they have a different eating patterns. If you live in a city which is near the sea, that community people mainly prefer eating more fish, right? So depending on these all, the consumer preference towards the food will be changing. Next, let's see about how to develop a new product. Okay, that's a roadmap to the new product development. To minimize the risk of a new product failure, a new product development should follow always a structured process. We have 8 structured process. The first one is the idea generation. This idea generation is a continuous systematic search for a new food product opportunities. It involves the gathering the source of new ideas and method for generating them. Ideas for new product, right, can be obtained from basic research using a SWOT analysis. Ideas form using creativity generating techniques and generated through firm's internal sources or through the external sources. The internal sources will be the research and development. There is a R&D department which is being formally in the business setup, or employees who are ones who work closely with the product and the consumers. Okay, next stage is the idea screening. Idea screening refers to the reviewing the new product idea. It involves a preliminary elimination process in which a large number of product ideas are screened in terms of the organization, objectives, policies, technical feasibility and financial viability. And these ideas are mainly categorized into three groups. They are promising ideas, marginal ideas and the rejected ideas. Next one, we will go on to the stage 3, that is the concept development and the testing. To go on the new food product development process, attractive ideas must be developed into a product concept. A product concept is a detailed version of the new product idea stated in a meaningful consumer terms. Okay. So next is a concept testing. Concept testing means it's presenting the product concept to the target consumer physically or symbolically and getting their reactions. Concepts are presented to target consumers in a verbal form or a visual form. After receiving this information, researchers must measure dimensions by which consumers respond to their questions. Okay, and then they should know about the need level, the gap of it, perceived value, the purchase intention, and the user target, who are they, purchase, whether they purchase occasionally or frequently. That all has to be done in the concept testing. Next stage will be the marketing strategy development. After the concept has been tested, for concepts that qualify, a preliminary marketing strategy is created to introduce new product into market. Strategy is in a simple word, but one with a complex meaning. Next is the stage 5, that is the business analysis. After the management part has developed the product concept, marketing strategy, the company will not evaluate the proposed business attractiveness. This is known as the business analysis. Okay. So what they do is they have to estimate the total sales that will be happening to the particular product. They have to estimate the cost and the profit. They have to see the maximum investment that they can do it, and they have to see the break-even point, and the risk analysis also has to be taken into the consideration. Next is the stage 6, that is the product development. Up to now the product has just existed only in a word description, a drawing, or it can be also just a prototype. The next step represents a jumping into the investment. The company will now determine whether the product idea can translate into a technically and a commercially feasible product. So they have a few stages in this, right? They are the prototype development, prototype lab testing, functional testing, consumer testing, then the physical prototype and the prototype lab testing, and the consumer testing has to be done. Then the consumer testing can bring consumers into the laboratory or give them samples to use at the home, and they can get their feedback. Once they are satisfied with a new product, the functionals, the physiological characteristics and the psychological performance of the product, if everything is, then it is ready for the market. Next stage is the market testing. That is a preliminary marketing testing methods we follow for it. So market testing, what happens is now the product is ready to be branded with a name, logo, packaging, and go into the preliminary marketing testing. Okay, so I said already there are 4 methods how they do it. That is the sales wave research. So this what happens now, consumers are offered free samples. Some consumers are then offered products at a lower price than the actual prices. This is repeated with the product with a small discounts for 3 to 5 times. And the number of consumers buying again is noted, and their satisfaction level is studied through the market research. Next is the simulated test marketing. The stimulated marketing testing what happens is certain numbers of qualified shoppers are researched on familiarity, preferences in specific product category, and consumers are invited to see the advertisements. These advertisements will be for mixed products. Okay, so consumers are rewarded for the time which they spend with the shopping coupons, money for shopping, and invited the stores where they can buy anything as they need it. Consumers who buy new products or competitors' products are noted down. This helps to understand the trial rates. Consumers who don't buy new products are given free samples. Okay, and after suitable time, consumers research for satisfaction level and the repurchase intent, how they are doing it will be analyzed. Next is a controlled testing market. Okay, in this what happens, panel of stores are identified who will carry new products for free. Normally it's done by the market researcher at the store near the shelf facing or near the display or point of purchase, and the promotions are used. It may also include the local advertisement, and retail sales are monitored over a specific period of time. Next is the test market. Test market is the best way to test a product before it is being commercialized. So for this they used to select few cities to sell the product. All marketing mix element are as per normal marketing program, and the duration of the test should permit the product to repurchase if applicable. So test information is monitored through stock offtake from the warehouse or the godown, retail stores audit, consumer panel surveys, or by the consumer research. Next is the commercialization. After successfully market testing has been done, next comes to the commercialization of the product. During this stage, production of new product on a commercial basis is rapidly built up. For formally launching a new product, the following decision has to be taken, that is when to launch, that is the timings when it has been launched, where to launch, that is the geographical strategy has to be done, and to whom it has to be launched and how it has to be launched. All this has to be discussed and adapted beforehand. Next is the product life cycle. Now we will see how this product life cycle works out. This product life cycle, it is the product life cycle, it is a stage of growth and decline a product experience between being introduced to the consumers and being it is discontinued. The life cycle of a product is mainly broken down into 4 stages, that is the introduction, growth, maturity, and the decline. So first is the introduction stage. The introduction phase is the first time consumers are introduced to the new product. A company must generally include a substantial investment in advertising and a marketing campaign focused on making consumers aware of the product and its benefits, especially if it is broadly unknown what the item will be. Okay, next is the growth stage. If a product is successful, it then moves on to the growth stage. This is characterized by the growing demand, an increase in production, and expansion in its availability. The amount of time spent in the introduction phase before a company's product expansion experience a strong growth will vary from between industries and products. During the growth phase, the product becomes more popular among the customers. Next is the maturity stage. The maturity stage of the product life cycle is the most profitable stage. Okay, the time when the cost of the production and marketing starts to decline, when the market is saturated with the product, competition now is higher than other stages, and profit margins are starting to shrink. Some analysts refer to the maturity stage as when the sales volume is a maxed out. Depending on the goods, a company may begin deciding how to innovate its product or reintroduce new ways to capture a larger market presence. This includes getting more feedback for the customers and researching their demographic and their growth. Next is the decline stage. As a product takes a increased competition as other companies emulate into success, the product may lose the market share and they may begin its decline. What happens now? The product sales begin to drop due to the market saturation and alternative products, and the company may choose to not pursue the additional marketing efforts as customers may already have determined whether they are loyal to the company's product or not. And should a product be, and also the company has to decide whether the product has to be entirely, it has to be retired. That is, whether the product production has to be stopped. Sometimes alternatively, the company may also decide to revamp the product and reintroduce in the market. If the upgrade is substantial enough, the company may choose to re-enter the product life cycle by introducing the new version to the market. So whenever a product has been introduced, this product life cycle has to be taken into consideration. Thank you.